generals, family, brothers and sisters, those who are putting it down out in the communities. I salute you. And this is a calling of that great divine protection. I do this from time to time. I call down that great protection from our great divine for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. And this is for the current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view. I salute you. If you get anything out of what I upload or produce on this channel, EBS cares all day, every day. The spell breaker. I do whatever it takes to break any toxic spell. Real talk. That's symbolically and maybe even physically. And we talking about righteous now. We ain't talking about no wicked, cosmic, cult type shit. We talking about righteous, divine qualities that our melanated brothers and sisters have deep within. I can never, talk about that more. I don't like that word stress. I was getting ready to say stress that, but I ain't stressing nothing. No, we gonna flow naturally, as many of us have learned that now are self-aware that Mother Nature is the best way to go. Man, I'm telling you, in the great divine, we hear that voice that tell us not to do things that we're not supposed to. When we can finally do that and be in tune with it, man, nothing can stop us. So just want to send out some positive vibes and just thank all the great generals, all the great generals, all in parts of the world that's lights and that righteous light, and just giving positive energy even when we don't have to. Because what I always say, folks, positive energy is free, but negativity can cost you all day. So we stay away from it, because once we get lost in toxicity, and I'm talking about the ones that are, depending on how strong our willpower is, we become a victim of our own toxicity. So that's why we deflect toxicity at all costs, small or big, and didn't want to really get too deep on this one. Just want to send a little appreciation and a salute to to those in my family, teachers I have learned from, just little jewels and nuggets that I have gotten along the way from a young youth up until now. Because something I like to say, we extract the needed tools of the past, or the needed jewels of the past, because when we keep righteous tools within our gut, our soul, you never know when we might need them. And I'm telling you, that's not just a cosmic thing. I'm telling you, it's very important what we harbor deep within. It's more than just saying it's not a joke, And as I told my son, Lord Lamont, on the Father and Son podcast, keep it simple. And I keep bringing them up because I'm trying to keep us, got to keep that up there. I want to make sure we do more of those. So I'm keeping it. When you hear me mention father and son discussions, that's kind of to keep reminding myself too, because I want to keep that in my spirit, So I want to keep him communicating, but he getting himself straight. He gonna be all right, because he, like I told him, he come from a strong family. So that's why I came up with this, title of this, was just feeling gratitude in one spirit. We got to be thankful for those who putting in a lot of work to lift others and show others that they can be better. Melanation is wonderful, and be proud if you're a melanated brother or sister, not arrogantly, but just be proud of the things we've come through, and be grateful. And we'll get to a space where we'll thank those for being a great general, because we got a lot of great generals out there, young and older. I'm gonna stop saying old. I'm gonna say older. Fine like wine. When we in tune with that great divine. As I said, we take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul, and black won't crack. But we can't do little artificial things to it and unnatural things to our body, so we can remain grateful especially for ourselves, because you feel good within. I'm talking about not having to go out and get surgery and alter our bodies. And once we start altering our body and wanting to do things we see in commercials and all that, once you do that, once you start doing that, it's like you're never satisfied. You get one thing done to your body, and this could be male or female, brother or sister, young or older. Once we do something unnatural to our body, or maybe even our mind, then you think that's going to stop there. Just like tattoos, nothing against tattoos, just an example. Once you start with one, then you want another, and another. So that's what it's like when we are doing things that are artificial to our body. And folks, as I always say, one, we're going to get old one day. Two, the future is going to come. Three, there always are results. For everything we do, there's always an action, a reaction to our action as far as the things we put out into the world. So that's what leads me back to what I'm doing now. It's many things we put out we can get back. It can be physically, it could be spiritually, it could be something we scheming and plotting on, because what we think about in our mind, again, what we harbor in our soul is what will come out. So you can be sneaky all you want. Eventually you'll get caught down the road, because if you're being sneaky, that means you're not aware of yourself or don't care. So that's why we have to remain as positive as we possibly can, and go back to what I was getting ready to say, like my title. Thank all the great generals out there of the world, wherever part of the world you're in, wherever country, whatever city, whatever state. Let me see, all over. I'm not leaving nobody out. All over, continent, wherever you at, especially melanated brothers and sisters, because everybody is probably going through a little something right now, one way or another. But those that are aware of themselves, we learn to isolate ourselves from toxic things, from person, place, or thing. I know I already said thing, but when we learn to do that, we definitely free ourselves up in our mind, because we can be free in our mind all day long. I don't care what nobody say. So that's why I will refuse negative things of the world to take me away from being a positive brother through the mix of the storm. Now, being positive don't mean I'm not watching what's going on and I'm oblivious to the world and things that can happen. No, none of that. But just remaining, steadfast and being stable. And that's brother, sister, young or old, family member. So that's why I'm pushing out this positive energy, good vibes. Just thinking. And man, I'm just thankful for that great divine that put family members in my life to get me to the position I'm in, and teachers I ran across, and right choices one made, and right choices my children are making right now, and that's biological or my spiritually adopted children, the mothers of my children, just those who are out there making right choices right now. Pat yourself on the back, because especially in these times, it can be very, very challenging, because distractions get worse and worse and worse. But that's why we go deeper and deeper and deeper into thy divine self. It is not a joke. And hear that right voice, that righteous voice, that voice has always been there. It's just a matter of listening to it. I don't want to re-say what I already said probably about an hour ago, because I just did a podcast probably an hour ago. Again, when you take time off, give your brain time enough to breathe, and you just breathe and just kind of assess the whole world. I'm telling you, great divine will put some fired up abilities in you. And I'm not trying to come off like I'm this, I think I've come a long way, as a lot of us. Salute again. I thank all the great generals, a lot of us, and that's in my family, outside my family, the strong, righteous brothers and sisters of today. We've come through a lot, but that's why we carry empathy. There are those that want to be in a good state of mind. It's just circumstances, things around us. That's why we have teachers to teach us to focus in on ourselves and deal with what we can control, so we can become grateful. Because I truly know, I don't say that word belief anymore, because I've been taught by other teachers and I've learned that myself. I just kind of reiterate that. But now that one knows, and again, it's not easy for a lot of us, as myself. I always got to kind of empathize on, I'm stuttering here. Put emphasis on that, because for me, it was a challenge. I had to go through a lot of filtering through old habits and way of thinking and all that kind of stuff, so I'm sure many of you can relate to this. But when we finally get to a stable space, we'll know that putting out good energy is very, very important. Because how many of us have seen amazing things come back when we put out? Now, I'll even give an example. I was riding with my son my 9-year-old Ethan. King, I call him King Ethan, Um, I was riding with him, and I always said that it was. I live in the Milltown. I always said that it was something. It was a reason I was supposed to move to Milltown. I didn't know why. I just felt this magnetic pull, and I'm sure others have experienced this. That's just those divine moments, like you don't know why, but you know right in your gut, and you know that divine is not going to lead you in the wrong direction. So fast forward to now. This is about 15 years ago. I think I moved up here. Might be off on the years, but the first day I moved up here, and I've talked about how I've been homeless and all that, and I got like a soft spot for homeless people. So my first day moving to Milltown, guess who I seen? A homeless person. And I just give them money. I just do that because I have learned that if you don't think it's weird, what we put out to the universe is what we get back. And I learned that and experienced that happening over more than once. So fast forward to now, I was with my 9-year-old. We was going to the store or something. I like our little trips together. And he rides in the front seat now, so he feel like a big man now. He riding in the front seat, But and it was we was going into the store, and it was two homeless people. And I always tell them I get you when I come back out, because I don't like just flipping out my wallet. And you gotta be careful, So I go inside and buy whatever I buy, and me and my son came back out, so I already have it out. So and it was the first person that asked me was standing there. Ask me. I always have a problem saying that word. Ask me. Did I have some money? I was like, yeah. And the other person was like, I asked first. I was like, calm down, y'all. It's enough to go around. I gave each one of them, I gave each one of them $1. And that's just an example. And I wanted my son to experience that, to experience empathy, because you never know, we can be up one day and down the next. And many of us have seen that with celebs and, just maybe people in our lives. You can be rich for a summer and broke the rest of your life. I'm telling you. So that's why we have to budget our money, watch what we spend, always keep a little money put away. The best way it's very important that we have a nest egg. I'm sorry. It's just, you have to have that. We have to have a sense of financial stability, security, the best way we can. It's important. We have to be disciplined in that area. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, especially if we got, children and family. So I gotta enforce that, because I had to learn that. And, so that was just an experience I had with my 9-year-old, and things like that make us grateful. Like I said, thanks to all the great generals and jewels that I have learned along the way. And they want to teach it our youth. I'm glad my son was there to see that, and I try to teach him things. I try to communicate with him, as well as my other children when I can talk to them. My daughters haven't spoke to him in a while, and I have a son, Elijah, that stays in New York. I haven't spoke to in a while. So I was will bring that up, but I'm sure they're doing all right. My mom, she speaks to my daughters. I can talk to her and she'll let me know how my daughter's doing. My son, I have to get in touch with him. So, and it's a long story, and that'll come to a head, and I've meditated on that, and I'll be ready to face that, and there's many other challenges, we have to, us as speakers, it's not always sunshine for us. We have challenges too, but we learn what, folks? We learn to come up with solutions and ways to deal with them in an intellectual way, in a right way, and figure out things, and don't get caught in our wrong feelings or emotions, and just remain grateful. And I want to give a salute to my Uncle Terry, things I learned from him. Now, of course, my mom and other members of my family, but I always mention my grandma, my granddad, and, my aunties and uncles, cousins. I've learned from many. I'm telling you, when you got an open mind, you learn things, righteous things. But something I picked up from living with my Uncle Terry. My Uncle Terry is very, very disciplined. I learned that with him. And this is probably, like I said, about 15 years ago when I first moved here. And I was just coming in to being disciplined. I wasn't quite there. And when I living with him, he used to pay his bills on time. He always made sure everything was right in the house. He liked everything a certain way. At first, I didn't understand it. Then as I lived with him, I thought, oh, wow. I was just so impressed how disciplined my uncle was. So I learned that from him. Like I say, we learn. It ain't always got to be somebody speaking on the podium. We can have a teacher right in our family. That can be a child, I'm telling you, it's wonderful, but we have to be in that space, and can't be thinking we know everything, so to speak. And so that was a jewel. That was something, My uncle a general, as many in my family. Salute. That's what made me a general. My grandparents, I'm telling you. When you come from a family of generals, I'm telling you, you'll produce, you be a general and you'll produce generals, whether it's daughters or sons, brother or sister. Salute. So that was just a little honor from my uncle and, my other uncles. And like I said, I'm not leaving nobody out. I'm just speaking on my Uncle Terry in particular. But, I draw jewels from all family, real talk. So that's what having gratitude is all about. Because it's that great divine put in one spirit. When you honor thy teacher, you honor yourself. The righteous teacher, Because when you learn from a teacher, the righteous tools of life, it sticks with you forever. And you never know when you'll have to use them in life. So that's the real reason, as I always say, why we stay righteous. Because I'm telling you, as a human, we never know what's coming down the road. But that great divine always knows. So again, sending a great thanks and appreciation and a salute to all the great generals out there. And that's in my family, outside my family, subscribers that's been riding along with a brother, those who comment, and those who view, again, family, jewels I got even from my children, real talk, reachers and teachers of the world and online. Just giving a great thanks to all the great generals all over the world. Salute.